Dear colleagues, hello again. Welcome back. As you know, before the break, we were talking about how to apply a lesson for grade 1. We were talking about Unit 13 in grade 1. We were talking about lesson 1. Well, Mrs. Umayma was talking before the break about how to present, or you were talking about presentation.
Yes.
You were talking about the procedures the teacher can follow when give this lesson, or the ideas of this lesson, the parts of the body, some parts of the body, and some, let's say, commands or some new vocabulary related to commands, some verbs, let's say that, orders, like this. Okay, Mr. Majid, what can you tell us else about the procedures, please?
We said that we can use the body chart, wall chart body. We can use the flashcards to show the students the meaning of parts of the body. After that, the teacher himself can use his own body. He can lift his hand and say hand. And he can lift his both hands and say hands, hand, hands, hand, hand. Then he can ask the class to copy the action. He can say, lift your hand, and ask the pupils to lift their hand.
So,
one hand.
Mr. Majid, sorry. When we say lift up one of your hands, it means that for the teacher to use the body language.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. So, the body language is very important for young learners.
Yes.
Yeah. So now we are showing them, without teaching singular and plural, that we say hand and hands when they are two.
Good.
So hand, hands. And he can ask the pupils to do the action, lift your hand, and say hand.
Mm-hmm.
Then he can show them that he lifts his both hands.
Good.
And he says hands.
Mm-hmm.
Without teaching them that the singular is hand and the plural we put
You
is.
see, there is no need to mention grammar.
But
No
he
grammar,
can
yes.
show them that when we say hands, they are two, and when it is one, we say hand. And pupils are going to copy the action.
Good.
Then he can show them his foot, and he can put his foot on the floor saying foot. Then he can point to his both feet and say feet. Then he can say 1 foot, 2 feet, 1 foot, 2 feet, to show them that when they are more than one, we say feet, away from teaching grammar. We're not teaching now singular and plural, but we show them that in the language we say 1 foot, 2 feet, here to show them that there is difference between 1 and 2 things.
Of course, when we ask them to respond, we should also teach them to repeat the whole sentence after
Of
us.
course.
So
We need
clap
to
your
ask.
hands.
Mm-hmm.
They should say it.
They should.
They say and do the action.
Good.
They say and do the action as class, as whole class, and we can ask individuals to make sure that every one of the pupils knows the meaning of
Mr.
what we
Majid,
are
because
teaching.
when they say it, they practice speaking.
Of course.
Clap your hands. They speak now.
They
They
speak.
speak in English, not only responding
Yeah.
by doing actions. They should speak. They should practice the language.
As we mentioned in our previous seminars, we teach the skills not separately. At least we teach 3 skills together: listening, speaking, reading. Yeah, so
Yes.
we teach integrated skills together.
Okay.
Thank you for saying that.
What else?
So, as we said, we show them in this level
It's
that
the same for foot, for another
Yeah.
part of the body.
Yeah.
Point
foot,
to your
feet.
foot.
So we show them that we say feet for 2 and more, and we say feet for 2 and more, foot for 1, hand. So we're not going now to say this is irregular, plural,
No,
and this
no,
is
no.
regular. We just teach them the language as it is. On higher levels, we can explain
They
to
will
them the
distinguish.
plural, and they will know the language already. They just learn the grammar.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, so it's not important, as you said, at this stage to explain the feet as an irregular plural. Thank you. Mrs. Umayma,
Yes.
what can you tell us else about the procedures,
Yes.
please?
According to presenting the commands, the words that the students should learn to do and speak
Yes.
and say.
In
For
the
example,
song,
stamp.
From
We,
the song.
the
Now
teacher,
we have the part of the body
the part,
which is the foot, for
Yes.
example. right? Or
foot.
hand.
Now, pupils now know the parts of the body. We're
Good.
going to teach them the action in the
verbs.
song.
Yes.
The verbs.
Yes.
So we have the teacher says, stamp your foot. Stamp, he says, he repeats saying the structure, the phrase, stamp your feet.
Yes.
And ask the students or the class and individuals to copy the action and
Good.
repeat.
The
Not only
sentence.
the copy and repeat the sentence.
Good.
Sometimes such a command makes noise when the whole classroom with all the students or all the
40
pupils,
students or
40
5
students
students are
doing
stamping their
standing
feet at the
together.
same
It's
time.
It will be
noisy.
noisy, a bit
It will be
noisy.
a bit
Yes,
noisy.
But they will enjoy it.
They will enjoy
Yes.
it a lot, yes, and they will repeat the action, they copy it and repeat the words at the same time. So they use their body, at the same time they speak, they use English, which
And
is our major
speaking the
goal. They
words
speak.
helps them to remember.
Yes,
Yes.
speaking.
Yes.
If pupils can perform the actions at the same time as speaking, it's very important. At the same time, while performing the action, they speak. They speak the phrase and the words which we want them to learn.
Good.
It will help them to remember the vocabulary more easily and
Yes.
enjoy learning. So
I
it's
agree
very
with you.
the
Yes.
the lesson becomes more interesting. They enjoy learning English
Enjoyable.
and doing the
Yes,
activity
yes.
as well. Next, the teacher hold his hands in order to teach them this, that he holds his hands, as you said, Mr. Majid, straight up, speak and say, put your hands in the air.
It's an action.
This is the
Yes.
action. He
Yes.
holds his hand and he said, put your hand in the air. Then he asked the students to repeat,
So he
to
shows
copy.
them first the action.
He
then
showed
he
them.
asks them to
Now,
repeat.
Mr. Majid, Mrs. Umayma, we have, I think, in this command, a new vocabulary, which is air. Maybe they don't know the meaning of air. I mean the last word. Put your hands in the air. So,
Yeah, we
if
can.
I feel as a teacher
Yes, yes.
that they don't understand the meaning of this word, what can I do?
We can explain
yes.
the meaning of air by showing them what is air. I can blow. I say, I can blow in the air and say, I'm producing air. I can move my hand and say, it's hot. I want cold air.
Yes.
So I can use many gestures to explain them.
Or sometimes I ask them to look out of the windows and look at the
Yes.
sky, look at if the trees are moving. I can use
move
many
a book
things.
in front of a face of a pupil and say, can you feel the air?
I can
Air.
blow. I can blow.
I
Yes.
can, as you said,
I
yes.
say it's air. It's an air.
Yes.
right? You see, I can use something to push
Like a
the
fan.
air.
Yes.
So we use our body language. We use what we have. We can be creative to teach every vocabulary students don't know, and we can show them that what is around us is air. When I say put your hand in the air, means do like this.
Yes.
So we show them the action.
Yes,
we
we
ask
can,
them
we
to
can do
repeat.
this. Yes. Okay. What else, Mr. Majid?
Well, now we're going to teach them sit down or jump out of the chair. Jump out of your chair. In this case, I can, as a teacher, sit in the chair and then I can move suddenly out of the chair saying, jump out of your chair, jump out of your chair. So I repeat the action many times until the understanding of jump out. Of course, then I ask the pupils to do it. It's not easy for the pupils together, 40 pupils sometimes in the classroom to do the
jump.
action
To
together.
jump.
Yeah, but
Yes.
when they stand up or sit down in the chair, it means that they know now the meaning of jump out of your chair or sit down in your chair.
Okay.
Now, when the teacher springs suddenly from the chair saying jump out of the chair, they understand the meaning of jump out of your chair. It's not only just standing up,
Yes.
it means to stand up quickly.
He is the
To
model,
spring.
and he asked them to imitate him.
Yes.
Yeah.
When they are able to imitate, they understand the meaning of this action, and this is what we want.
Yes.
Okay.
So here the teacher shows them the action and then asks them to do as he is doing so that they understand the meaning of sit down in your chair and jump out of your chair.
Good. Thank you. Thank you very much.
We can point to our head. As a teacher, I can point to my head and I can say head. Then I can ask the individual students to touch their heads to know the meaning of head. If they still don't know exactly the meaning of head, after that I need to show them the meaning of shake.
Good.
I move my head, telling them shake your head. So my gesture will teach them of shake,
The meaning of
which
shake.
they are going now to see in the song later.
Good.
And always ask the students, the pupils, to repeat the words you are teaching them so that they learn how to say
Or
them.
the sentence.
Or the sentence, yeah. So that they acquire speaking and listening together
meaning
the meaning of
these
new words.
sentences.
Yes.
Yes, yes. Thank you very much. Okay, Mrs. Umayma, please.
Yes. After the students know the meaning of the words, the parts of the body, the commands, and they perform the action while they're repeating, the teacher should ask them now to open their books. Before opening the books, he says,
So
you are going
until now, the books are closed.
are closed.
course.
Yes.
Of course.
Only to teach
Now,
them
yeah.
how to know, to teach them to know the meaning of the words that they need to use in the song. You are going to listen to a song.
Good. Now, and I think it's very important what I'm going to say now. We have a song in the lesson. The lesson is a song.
Yes.
In fact, the lesson
is a song.
It's a song. Now, some teachers start with the song. Is it a correct strategy? Of course, it's not. Why? Because many vocabulary, the song contains a lot of vocabulary,
New ones, yeah.
new vocabulary, and the students don't have any idea about them.
Yeah, it's
So
difficult.
we
They will
have
feel
started.
shocked when they
We
don't
have started
understand.
step by step, as you can see, from the beginning of this seminar. We have started step by step to teach the students the meanings of each new vocabulary, of each action, right? Then we make sure that, okay, now they are ready, now they understand the meanings of all the actions, they know all the new words, okay, now they can listen to the song, because when I ask them to listen to the song, I'm sure as a teacher, I'm certain as a teacher that they can understand the song, the meaning of each action, and they will respond to it. Am I right?
Yes,
Yes,
you are
you're
right.
absolutely right. Before they listen to the song, we ask them to open their pupil's book and to look at the pictures and look at the words which they are going to hear in the song. After that, we play the audio
Yes.
once or twice as a whole to make them listen to the song before we pause and repeat.
Good.
Yes. That's it.
Okay. Now we tell pupils that they are going to learn a song.
Yes.
As you said, Mrs. Umayma. What
Yes.
else?
Then tell them, as Mr. Majid said, to open their books, to follow the song. The teacher, in this case, should play the cassette, or if he doesn't have any.
Now we use one of the resources we
One
mentioned
of the resources
before,
we
the
mentioned.
pupils' book, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Then he plays the song all the way through once or twice, while the pupils are looking at their book. They're looking at
So we
the
have pictures,
pictures,
Bell and Gel.
Belangel, and they
Performing
listen.
the action. These two figures
Good.
are performing the action.
Yes.
Good.
But they just see pictures. They don't see the performance of the actions.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
we taught them.
Yes. Then after this, play the song. The teacher plays the song again, but this time he stopped the tape.
Yes.
While
So
playing.
first we make them listen to the whole song
Yes.
once or twice. Then we play it again, stopping after every line.
Because
Yes.
we mentioned when we talked about the objectives of the lesson, aims, to teach them a song. So at the end of the lesson, all my students must be able to sing
Sing
this
the song. Yes.
Yes.
So how to sing the song? So I should, let's say, divide.
Yes.
Let's say each maybe 2 lines,
Lines.
alone, and to teach them how to repeat them, right? This
That's
is what
right.
you mean.
Yes,
So
that's
this is
what
why
I
we
mean.
stop the cassette.
That's why. Yes, in order to teach them to repeat these sentences
And
in
the
lines.
teacher himself can say the word slowly
Mm-hmm.
to show them the
Yes.
words they are going to listen or they have listened in the audio.
Yes.
So,
And
They
and
repeat.
does the action.
Yes.
He says
Yeah,
the
says the
words
words
and does the
does
action at the same
and
time.
ask them to repeat after him what he is saying after he stopped the audio.
Yes.
So that he makes them listen to the line. He repeats the line and asks them to repeat the line after him.
That's it. That's right. And finally, he plays the cassette all the way through, letting pupils sing along,
good.
performing the actions.
Yes. Pupils here perform the action of the song while they are singing it.
Yes.
Yes, yes. Thank you very much. Okay. Now, Mr. Majid, let's look or let's have a look at the song
The song itself.
Let's see the song, please. Clap your hands. I think I have read it before.
Yes.
Clap your hands and stamp your feet. Put your hands in the air and jump out of your chair. Clap your hands, and shake your head. Put your hands in the air and sit down on your chair. Good.
Yes. Now, when you read it at the beginning, it was not as clear as now.
Good.
Now, pupils have every vocabulary known for
I
them.
agree with you.
They know now the meaning of put your hands in the air. They mean the jump
So they
out
will
of the
respond
chair.
to it.
Yes.
They will
Yes.
respond
Yes.
to it.
So it's important now to make sure. Here we can ask them to sing the song as a class as a whole, then
Okay.
as individuals, and we can divide the pupils into groups.
Groups.
Every group to learn a line and to sing the line. Then another group to sing another line, then a new group to sing two lines.
Good.
In the end, we need to finish the class and all the pupils are able to sing the song as individuals and a whole class.
I think also we can follow a good strategy if the teacher, let's say, use actions by, let's say, asking them, or at the same time when he asks them to repeat the song with him or with the cassette recorder, they can do actions at the same time. When they say the
It's very
word,
vital.
Yes.
yeah.
yes, they will
And he
be
can
more
ask some
motivated.
pupils to come in front of the classroom to show the movement to the others,
Exactly.
and he can be the director.
Yes, yes. Okay, now that's everything about the procedures, Mr. Abdul Majid, Mrs. Umayma. I think this is how to present the ideas and how to achieve, let's say, the goals or the objectives of this lesson, which is lesson 1 in Unit 13. Now, any teacher, as we said, when we talk about assessment, he should evaluate each step, right?
Yes, right.
He should know whether the students have achieved or mastered, let's say, the new skills or not. So now we have something which is called training. We have some activities in the lesson. I think the teacher can use them for training the students or to train the students, let's say, to make them master the new skills. And at the same time, he can use these activities as a, let's say, a type of evaluation.
Yes.
So, what can you tell us about activities now? As we said, Mrs. Umayma, sorry, when we talked about lesson plan, we mentioned activities. The teacher
Yes,
should mention
what
what activities he is going to apply or to do in this class.
Yes, right.
So, what can you tell us about the activities for this lesson, please?
Yes, for this lesson, the teacher can refer to the activity book
Yes.
and exercise number 1.
Can
Is
ask
this right?
them to open the activity book.
So this is another
Page
resource.
This is
35.
another
We
resource.
first we used the
The
pupils book. Now
now
we
the
use
activity book.
and we used also the recorder, the cassette.
The cassette.
Yes.
So, what else, please?
Yes, we tell them to open their activity books to page 35, according to this, and ask them to look at
the
pictures
pictures.
at the bottom of the page. Then tell them that the two words say leg and hand.
So now
Well-
we are going to focus on the letters we put in the objectives. Students will be able to distinguish and write, one of the objectives, the letters L and H. So we ask them to look at the pictures
Yes.
of leg and
Head, for example,
head
or hand.
or hand. Then we concentrate on the letters L and H.
Good.
Then we tell them that they are going to trace in the activity book the letters L and H to teach them now how to write these two letters.
Good.
Yes.
First, trace the letters, then to copy the letters L and H.
Yes.
Because one of the objectives of the lesson is students will be able to write or trace the letters L and H.
Yes,
Good.
the teacher may do this, may do this on the board. He may write the
Write the
letters
letters on the
L
board to
and
show them
H,
this
or
is
write the
L.
words.
And he asks them to say them, to
Yes.
repeat them after him. He writes L and says L.
L.
Of course, as we mentioned in the previous seminars, we not immediately tell them it is L and H. We say L, L, then H, H. After they learn that they are H and L, we can give them the name in the end. At the end of the lesson, that L is called L.
We call this letter L and we call this
Yeah,
letter
at
H
the
in
end.
English.
At the
Of
end.
those.
But it is pronounced L and H, for
L,
example.
L,
Yes.
and H.
Exactly.
So first we teach them the sound. In the end, finally, we tell them that they are called L and H. After
Good.
we make sure that they learn them.
Yes,
Good.
that's